everybody, and welcome to Grip Acres. We're on the other side of the homestead, so we're back here in the kitchen, and today we're going to do another meal stretch. And so, I was talking with Patty over at Hacks for the Homesteaders, and she said, she was telling me, she says, what are you doing? And I said, oh, I'm getting ready to do my video, and I said, we're going to do another meal stretch. And she said, what are you making? And I said, we're going to do a meatloaf. And she said, she made the comment, she just kind of laughed, and she said, I saw an interesting study, and she said it was what baby boomers ate the most, and she said meatloaf is actually one of the top 5, and I was like, you got to be kidding me, and she said, nope, and I said, well, that makes a lot of sense, because they would know how to do it. Meatloaf is actually something that we had a lot in our family when I was growing up with my dad in the military, and my mom staying at home. So meatloaf was something we did quite a bit. And here's how she made it stretch. So I'm going to teach you guys how to do that, but we're going to mix it up a little bit, okay? So first thing we're going to do, I went out into the garden, and I went to the herb garden, and I picked up some sweet marjoram. I got some dill in there, and what did I do? I'm sorry, I did not put dill in there. I got some rosemary in there, and I think that's all I did on that one. And then here I went out and I picked some basil and some sage. And so I'm going to show you a real easy way. Basically just take your leaves when you get them all together, and you're just going to roll everything, right? So you've got like a cigar, see? So you go in there and then put that on your cutting board, and hopefully you're able to see this real well. And what I do is my knife. All right. And so then you're going to come in and you just chop these on up. Get those like that. Now I just put everything together and then come through. Smells delicious. So now we've got all of that ready to go and flavor our meat. We'll just throw that in our bowl. All right. And then we went out to the garden, and we got an onion. So the quickest, easiest way for me to show you how to chop an onion is I just kind of come down like this. This way everything's nice and diced pretty evenly. And then I come through. This will all break up, but I guess I missed some here. These will separate more when we get them in the meat and put everything through. Throw that in the bowl. And we like onions, so I'm going to go ahead and do the whole onion. I can keep it together. There we go. Onion's a little bit hard because it's so fresh. That way. There we go. So remember I saw that question, how do I turn 1 pound of hamburger into 1 pound of burger of ground beef into 6 burgers? Well, here's my answer to that. Don't make 6 burgers. Feed the kids. All right, so we've got that done. So now we're going to come in, and this is some garlic. I'm going to do 1 clove of garlic. And this is garlic that I canned. If you go back, you can see that video. We eat a clove of garlic a day. Keep the doctor away. Don't want to get my finger. in there. And now it's time for our hamburger. So we'll put our hamburger in there. Ground beef is what we're using. You could really use whatever you wanted. And then, let me wash my hands real quick. So now we're going to go in and we're going to use 1 cup of oats. So these are oats. I get them by the 50-pound bags and then put them in bags, Mylar bags, seal them up, put them away in 5-gallon buckets. And then I take and make sure that I've got at least a gallon jar, and I keep those up above so that I've got those on hand. Go ahead and seal this up. We're going to add 1 egg. Thank you so much. All right. And then we're going to add probably about, oh, I don't know. I'm only going to do maybe about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You guys do however you want. And then I'm going to grind some pepper. If you don't have freshly ground pepper, it's no big deal. Just use regular pepper. All right, so we got that in there. Okay, and then I'm going to add 1 can of tomato sauce, and this one is about 8 ounces. So go ahead and add that in there. All right. So now we've got our seasoning, we've got our tomato salt, we've got every ingredient that we need in here. Not too bad so far, right? Okay, so now we're going to go in, and you want to mush everything together. So those oats are going to suck up that tomato sauce. So that's the point of that. Plus, it just turned your 1 pound of ground beef into a 2-pound meatloaf. How do you like that? Use whatever oats you prefer. It's up to you. There's no right or wrong way. Okay. Now, we've got our loaf pan. If you don't have a loaf pan, don't worry about it. Just use whatever pan you have, and you can just make it whatever shape you want. No big deal. So we're going to pull this out, throw it in here. Kind of nice to be able to do this and cook in the stove. I don't feel like I'm going to be sweating to death tonight. We actually got some rain. It's been in the 60s and 70s for the last 2 days. So it's been nice. Okay, so I just come in, and I'm going to put a little dent right in there. Let me wash my hands again, and I'll show you how I did that. Okay, so I just put a little dent inside there, see, right in the middle. And what that's going to do is that you're going to go ahead, and this is going to hold your tomato sauce. So you put your tomato sauce in there. You're going to reserve back the rest of the can, because as you're cooking it, you can go back in and baste with it and get that nice saucy tomato all around it. So that's our meatloaf. So we're going to throw that in the oven at 350 degrees for 45 minutes to an hour. So we'll be back. All right. Let's see what we got. Oh, beautiful. This is potatoes au gratin. So we're throwing that on there as a side. Then we got some country green beans. Country green beans is your green beans. Throw some water in there, some bacon and some onions, pepper. Salt it if you want. I don't. Now we're going in for the meatloaf. for that nice big chunk on there. We got 6 nice even slices. Remember, we reserved a little of the tomato sauce. I have been basting, and now I'm going to baste one more time. If you don't, there's people like my husband who will go back and put hot sauce and ketchup and all that. He probably will anyway, but it doesn't matter. And then I'm going to go in, and I'm going to put some blue hyssop. Just kind of make it fun, right, with some edible flowers. So this is the plate. We've finished that up. You've got your potatoes au gratin, your country green beans, and your meatloaf. That's a good-sized meatloaf. Probably about 4 ounces there, maybe a little bit more. So now that I've shown you this is how you stretch 1 pound of ground beef or whatever ground meat that you want to do to feed 6 people. So that's a good portion, even if you're feeding children. The children probably won't even eat that much. You can cut it down, have some leftovers, and nice good meatloaf sandwiches the next day. So guys, this is how you do it. This is stretching a meal. Okay, so make sure that you guys hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And if you can comment. Let me know if these help you. I'll keep going. And so let me know if this helped you stretch a little bit and that you can do. And let me go back and subscribe if you haven't. And then make sure to share out our videos. A lot of people are needing this right now. So I don't know. That's it.
Hey, if you guys stuck around this long, I got a little bonus for you. That meatloaf was delicious, but I am going to be responsible. I'm not going back for seconds. I'm going to get myself a piece of fruit. I'm going to have that meatloaf for lunch tomorrow. You guys take care.
Thanks, Milo.